welcome to the Hanson Business Network Spotlight. I'm Becky, Colletta. I'm here today with Josh Singer and Laura FitzGerald-Kemmett. On this, our first episode, I think it's appropriate to start by asking Josh and Laura, the founders of the Hanson Business Network, how this network got off the ground recently. Laura, how did the idea for the Hanson Business Network come about?
Well, we were at a Kiwanis meeting. Josh and I were at a Kiwanis meeting, and there was a little lull in the conversation, and adult beverages were involved. And we started talking about some of the businesses that we had seen closing up along some of the main drags. And it was pretty depressing for us, and we really felt heartsick about it. And we started thinking, well, what could we do about this? What could we do to effectuate a change, to try to make Hanson a better atmosphere for people to do business in? And I'll let Josh, take it from there.
So, Josh, how did the start of the network go?
So when we originally had the first meeting in my office a few months back, me and Laura were a little nervous. We didn't really know the reception we were going to receive. We didn't know if all the snacks we were going to bring we were going to have to finish ourselves. But right off the bat, it was definitely apparent that there was a need in this town for a support system for local businesses. We had about 15 businesses start right off the bat to the first meeting. We've had numerous new businesses come each and every time I see new faces. And I really feel that this town and the businesses within it have a lot of potential to become an economic boom for the South Shore. I just think that we need more support. And I think this business network is a step in the right direction.
So I'm really excited to be here as part of this Hanson Business Network Spotlight TV show, cable show. But Laura, how did this come about, the idea for the cable show?
Well, we, as Josh mentioned, we had the first meeting. We were thrilled with the cross-section of businesses and somewhat amazed as well, because a lot of them aren't the typical brick-and-mortar businesses, and we didn't even know some of them existed. So it was great that they came, and we started brainstorming. And what was clear from the outset, what Josh and I had really established very clearly in our minds, was that we wanted this to be meaningful to the people that were part of the network. And so we weren't going to define what this Hanson Business Network was going to be. We were going to have the group define it, which means, of course, it's an evolutionary process, and it will continue to be an evolutionary process. And so we brainstormed, and there were several clear messages that sort of came out as part of that brainstorming. One of them was people that are in business for themselves a lot of times feel isolated socially because they're by themselves. There's no water cooler moments like you'd have in a typical office atmosphere. It's you talking to yourself all the time. And then what also became clear is people felt a real void as far as educational opportunities. And, not everybody's got money to go to all kinds of conferences or take classes, et cetera, et cetera. But, there are a lot of ways that you can fill that void very cheaply, but ably. And then the third piece, and that's really why we're here today, was that lack of visibility and insight into the businesses that are doing business in Hanson. As I mentioned, some of them aren't brick and mortar, some of them are new, some of them may be businesses that you wouldn't use in your ordinary day-to-day, but you might need on an occasional basis. And we sort of started talking, and Kevin at the cable show, the cable station rather, had said to us, have you guys thought about doing a cable show? So I brought it back to the group, and the group was very, very, very positive about that. So as a result, we decided to have this network show.
And I think that's where I sort of joined in, because I had been coming to some meetings and we were talking about the show, and I thought it sounded like a great way to highlight the number of businesses that are here in Hanson. I think, Josh, you were saying there's something like 200 businesses here in Hanson, and sometimes we don't think of how many businesses there are in Hanson. How did you learn that?
Yeah, so it was actually at one of the meetings somebody had mentioned that they did a business directory some time back. And driving through the town, what would you think? Maybe there's 30, 40 businesses, because that's what you can visually see. Right. But there's close to 200. And it really comes down to not a lot of them have shops, but a lot of them are online businesses or home-based businesses, or just things that maybe are tucked back and not within visible sight. So the point of this show, and I'm really excited that we have the chance to do this, is to be able to highlight those businesses, make the community aware, and integrate those businesses as a part of the community, because small businesses really do a lot for the Hanson area.
Yeah, so I mean, the Hanson Business Network has also set up a website for people who want to get involved. You can start by going to the Hanson Business Network website, right?
Right.
And get your business involved, get your business to be part of this. But today we started out by going to visiting 3 businesses. And why don't we just sort of introduce the businesses that we talked to today and start the spotlight going?
Okay, well, so the business that I interviewed was Scribendi Advertising, and I was particularly honored to do that. Bill McDonagh, who is the owner of the business, has been a key member right from the beginning of the Hanson Business Network. He's been a huge supporter. He's put his talents to work for the Hanson Business Network, and it's greatly appreciated. And I might add, at no charge. And I also want to add that there's no charge to be a part of the Hanson Business Network. Bill helped us design our website. He designed our logo. He even did a session for everybody on social media and, you know, what was important for your business and the things to look at. So, and he's a business you really probably didn't even know existed, you know, because he's in the Jack Conway building. He's kind of tucked away. So unless you had a cause to use his services, you probably wouldn't even know he was here. So it was particularly delightful for me to be able to showcase his business because he's been such a supporter, and then also just spotlight that he's doing business and thriving in Hanson.
And I think he said he has been for over 30 years?
Right, yeah.
Or close to that.
Yeah.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money going to come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hi, I'm Laura FitzGerald-Kemmett with the Hanson Business Network. And some people call the intersection of 14 and 58 the epicenter of Hanson, otherwise known as the Jack Conway building. And if this is the epicenter of Hanson, we're about to visit the heart of Hanson, Scribendi Advertising. And we're going to have a talk with Bill McDonagh, the owner of Scribendi Advertising. Hi, so here we are with Bill McDonagh, the owner of Scribendi Advertising. And as I mentioned, we're at the epicenter of Hanson, and this is in the heart of the epicenter. Bill has been very helpful with the Hanson Business Network in helping us get a presence. He's actually also done some sessions for us on social media, using social media in your business. Bill, how did it all start? How did you start this business, and what made you locate in Hanson?
Well, I've been in the marketing business for 32 years and went out on my own 18 years ago. And I live in Hanson, so I worked out of my basement originally. The plan was to do that for a few months and then find a nice office in town. And I ended up staying 15 years in my basement and then moved here to the Jack Conway building downtown Hanson about 3 years ago.
Great. And Bill, for those who may not know what you do, because you're not a typical brick and mortar store that, you know, you'd get a lot of foot traffic, people coming in off the street, give us a little little insight into what is it that you do, because I think people will find it fascinating how wide your reach is.
We help businesses, both small and large, with marketing and delivering their messages, whether it's through advertising, website, public relations, whatever they need to tell their story, we develop the message and we deliver it for them.
And you've got international clients, is that true?
We do. We have a client in Hong Kong. We have clients all over the country.
So it's interesting that we've got this little business located in the heart of Hanson, and you're doing business internationally in Hong Kong. I love it. So, Bill, tell us about some of the things that you've helped the Hanson Business Network with.
Well, primarily, we've established and launched a new website for the Hanson Business Network. And what we've done is try to give everybody who participates in the network their own page and links to their own websites if they have one. So people who are looking for business in Hanson can visit our site, find out more about each business, and then all their contact information is on the site, phone numbers, email, website. And it's just an easier way and another way for people to get the message out about their businesses in town.
Now, if I were a little business in Hanson, how would I get to you to get that information and get on the website?
Well, they can log on to hansonbusinessnetwork.com or look on the Facebook for the Hanson Business Network Facebook page, and there's contact information there. They can download a information form, fill it out, and just send it to us, and we'll get them up on the website.
Okay, great. And now I know a few years ago you had your son join you in the business, right? Is that right?
That's correct. My youngest son is a graduate of Emerson College, had a great marketing education there, and joined the firm. Actually started working for us summers before he graduated, then just made a nice transition right into the business. So we're a good family business.
And I'm sure you've seen this industry change quite a bit in the time that you've been in it with, with all of the social media and what have you. As you look ahead, what are you seeing, that might be some of the challenges that little businesses may have in dealing with what we've got out there?
Well, the whole nature of how people shop and buy things and market themselves has changed. It used to be that, if you were going to go buy a car, you would go test drive several models. Now you can buy them online without even seeing them. So we have to adapt. We have to make sure that we are reaching out to people the way they want to be contacted and make it as convenient as possible for them.
Okay, that's great. We're about to close up. We do appreciate you being part of this. Are there any parting words or anything you want people to think about, when they're thinking about their business? Maybe I'm thinking about starting a business. I know you gave us a lot of really helpful suggestions when you went over using social media for your business. Any kind of parting words you'd like to share?
Absolutely. It is easier than ever to tell your story. The technology that's available today is much faster, easier to use, and more far-reaching than the tools we had in the past. So don't be afraid to market your business. Don't be shy about telling your story. Get out there and beat the drum for yourself.
Okay, I love it. Thank you very much, Bill. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Laura.
Josh, where did you go?
Well, I had the pleasure of being able to speak with Mo down at Moes Place on Main Street in Hanson. And as my growing suit size knows, I love food. So I was really able to get to know him a little bit better. I am a frequent customer. Breakfast is probably my favorite meal of the day. I'm probably there at least once or twice a week. I urge folks to try and check it out as well. But we'll get to know his business a little bit better, his story, and really find out what's going on down there at Moes.
Lazy bones, loping through the day. You always seem to find the easy way, moving like you're rolling gray. Never heard a word I say.
All over America, entire families are backsliding. We're no longer just sedentary, we're stationary, and that's bad news for your bones. At any age, bones need weight-bearing activity to grow strong and stay strong. So go outside, take the steps, play with the dog. Just get up, get out, get moving.
Never keep your bones that way. Never heard a word I say.
A public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Hi, this is Josh Singer with the Hanson Business Network Business Spotlight. I'm here with Becky, owner of Moes Place on Main Street in Hanson, and we're trying to find out, besides the omelets, what's cracking on down here at Moes. So, Mo, tell me, how long have you been in business in Hanson?
3 years.
3 years now.
Yep.
And what made you decide to want to open up your diner here in the Hanson community?
Actually, Hanson community, it's like small town, nice town. Everybody around the town, it's like friendly and families. That's why we decided to open the business in Hanson and here.
And if you could have the Hanson community know a couple things about your business, what would they be? What do you want them to know?
It's how great food we have, how clean the place we have, and we try to keep everything nice and fresh for the town too.
And I can actually attest to this. I am a frequent customer of Moes. Prefer the buffalo chicken omelet myself. What's your favorite dish here?
I got a couple new omelet too. I love it, and I got people coming from Weymouth to try the omelet in here. It's Hawaiian omelet with ham and pineapple, and I got the gyro omelet too. That's like gyro meat with tzatziki sauce and home frozen toast, and people love it too.
And what would you say that your most popular item or items are here at the restaurant?
We sell a lot of steak tips and rib eye, and the people love it in the breakfast time too, not in lunch time. And we got people from everywhere try the plates too.
Now, from what I understand, you also have a special back section, and you get a lot of visitors, especially from the biker community, is it?
Yes, I got back section. I can fit up to 55 people, and I got at least like 3-4 groups of the bikers. They sit in the back room between Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And I got another group that actually comes from the church. It's around 50 people that comes like twice a month, every Friday.
Would you mind if we go take a look?
No problem.
Let's go.
Come on in.
And this is the back room that we have here at Moes Diner. Now, Mo, was this recently redone?
Yes, I just did the carpet and I painted not even 6 months ago.
Well, it looks great. And how many people does it seat in this back room?
I can fit up to 55 people.
55 people. And do you have any regulars that typically like to come and utilize this area?
I do have the room, actually. It's every Thursday I got biker. It's a group of bikers. It's called Old Fart. They comes every Thursday since I opened the store.
Wow. So what keeps them coming back?
They love the food, they love the place, they feel it's inside home.
Well, if it's good enough for the Old Fart bikers, I think it might be good enough for me too. Come check it out. Seats 55 people. Hope to see you down here.
And then for me, I went down to see the Five Rings Pet Resort on Route 27, which is co-located with Juliet's Pet Salon on Route 27 in Hanson. And I'm picking up some tips today on my Schnauzer and how I can help to train him, and some options for boarding and boarding, training, and taking care of daytime needs of animals, including TVs and play yards. Wait until you see it.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Hi, we're here at the Five Rings Pet Resort in Hanson, talking to Michael McCurtain, the owner of Five Rings Pet Resort. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, Mike, how did you end up starting a pet resort?
We actually started by getting into dog training. So I work full-time as a firefighter paramedic for the town of Whitman, which gives me some free time to work second jobs. I wanted to work a second job that I really liked, so we got into dog training, which was kind of a hobby at the time, but became a business for us. After doing a few years of dog training in this location, we were able to expand into daycare and boarding, and it worked out really well that my wife at the time was staying home with our kids who were younger and at this point now back in school. So it kind of gave her some work as well, and it just kind of fell in our lap, which worked out.
So how did you pick Hanson in this location?
We wanted to stay fairly close to our house. We live in Whitman. My wife and I both grew up in Whitman and both went to Whitman-Hanson, so familiar with both the towns really well. And we wanted to stay kind of close to home. I was looking for a place that had pre-existed so I could do some training, and I partnered with Juliet to do training at night while she did the daycare and grooming during the day. She was looking to downsize, and I was looking to increase, and it worked out that we were able to get together on it and form a partnership. So
how many dogs do you have on a typical day here at the pet resort?
We average about 30 dogs a day. is what we do for daycare and boarding.
And do most dogs come day in and day out, or do they come a couple days a week? How does this work for people?
Sure, most of the dogs come 2 to 3 days a week. We have some dogs that will come 1 day a week, and then we have some that come 5 days a week. So there are a few that come 5 days a week.
So I have a Schnauzer, and he's a terrier, and he's not necessarily the best trained, but he's about 4 years old. Is it too late for me?
No, definitely not. I think the oldest dog we ever trained was 11. That was adopted by a new family, and they said, he's got some manners that need to be adjusted. So we worked on polite greetings and things like that. No, it's definitely not too late to train.
And what if he fails? I was reading on your website that you have a temperament test for people to come in here. Maybe tell us a little bit about it and how you would help my dog pass the temperament test.
Sure. So the temperament test is really for the daycare. And what it is it's a test to kind of gauge how well the dog will play in a group. When you have a group of 15 dogs, they have to kind of get along really well or it can go bad quick. So we're very careful about who goes out into the bigger groups. So the temperament test that we do, it takes about 15 minutes, and it's just kind of a brief window into the dog's personality, kind of let us know where we think they might do best. Then we start them in a smaller group, and then we'll move them out to a bigger play group.
And the other thing I saw was that there are some TVs involved. How do you use TVs in a pet resort? That really sounds like a resort.
Sure. So one of the things you'd worry about with dogs when you leave them anywhere is that they're going to get stressed out, and stress in dogs can cause illness. So as they're boarding with us, they might get stressed that they're not at home. So we try to make it more like home, as much like home as possible. So we do have TVs for them, we have radios for them. At home, there's a lot of background noise all the time. And here, if it's quiet and they're nervous and they're stressed out, if we can create a more home-like atmosphere for them by having background noise, by having things that they can look at, it's going to help them out. So.
And what kind of spaces do you have here? Do you put them in crates? Do you put them in play areas? Is it a mixture of that? What do you have?
We don't have any crates. Everybody has their own kennel. At a minimum, the kennels are 8 by 4 foot. So they're all really good-sized kennels. We have a few that are even bigger. During the day, if we can get them out of their kennel and into a play group and playing more, then it's better for the dog and better for us. They're less stressed. They go back to their kennel tired. If they don't do good in a play group, we have indoor play areas where we can kind of rotate them through, and they'll have time in the outdoor yards as well, and then they'll go for a walk.
We will encourage you to come check out Five Rings Pet Resort yourself, and in the meantime, hope to see you at another Hanson Business Network meeting soon.
Yeah, we like it. The Hanson Business Network has been great. There's a lot of support for the local businesses. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mike.
I'm in control of my world. My world is the same every day.
Every minute, my world seems to get a little smaller. My world is driving me crazy.
My world? What world? If your world is controlled by alcohol, there is hope.
We're AA, alcoholics helping other alcoholics get sober for more than 70 years.
You'll find us in the phone book, your local newspaper, or on the web at aa.org. Alcoholics Anonymous.
And so this is our first cable show. What do you think of the experience, Josh?
Well, I'm new to the TV scene, but I'm really excited to bring some visibility, like Laura said, to some of these businesses. I recently heard that, I think when they did just a database of the different businesses in Hanson, there are almost 200 different businesses in Hanson. A lot of them are not brick and mortar businesses. A lot of them are home-based businesses, online businesses, businesses that truly should and deserve being spotlighted here in the community. So for business owners, this show as well as this business network, we want to highlight you. We want to bring you into this community and make you feel at home and really let the folks in Hanson know about you.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. Get Fire Adapted now. Learn simple steps at fireadapted.org.